What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another MMA live stream. We're talking about Amanda Nunes possibly fighting your girl, Holly Holmes. And I was just looking at this in the post-fight press conference of last night's title. Oh, yeah, right. They didn't have a title fight. The last night's fight of Holly Holmes versus who she fight? I can't. Megan Anderson. And to be honest, in the press conference, somebody brought up people want to see you fight for the title at 135 because you just won this fight. And I'm like, wait a minute. The UFC gives title fights to people that only win one fight out of the last bunch. I think the fights that Holly Holmes has lost were fights that she should have won. She should have won the 145-pound title. She should have won the main whatever name is Jermaine, I cannot pronounce that chick's name. Jermaine Dupree. She's the one who sucker punched Holly Holmes twice in that fight and still won the fight. And then when she was supposed to fight Chris Cyborg, she bounced. So a MMA analyst actually said that should Holly Holmes get a title fight against Amanda Nunes? I know Chris Cyborg said this, too. They said, I guess Chris Cyborg has tweeted out saying, hey, that should be a fight we should look forward to. Amanda Nunes versus Holly Holmes. Do you think Amanda Nunes could just dominate Holly Holmes? Do you think Holly Holmes is a chick that could stand and bang? I think she can, because Holly Holmes was the only female to win 5 rounds with Chris Cyborg. That chick is a beast. That chick is aggressive. She's a very good counter striker, and she showed last night that she had some damn good wrestling. So if she can outweather the striking and the ability of Amanda Nunes has more power, more more aggression. But Holly Holmes, I think, can win that fight. She's a very good boxer, great stand-up kickboxer, and she showed that she has some great grappling. And that's one thing that Holly Holmes has not shown in most of her fights is the grappling aspect. So it's a great thing that she's actually looking and saying, I'm going to take my game to another level. She's, I think she's like 2-4 in her last 6 fights, which, like I said, she's been winning a lot of these fights. She only lost the Miesha Tate fight because Miesha Tate caught her with a submission. But overall, I think they should give her a title fight. I mean, who else is going to get a title fight against the baddest chick on the planet at 135? I don't know if Holly Holmes just wants to stay at 145, but there is not a big 145-pound weight division right now going on in the UFC. So, can she go back down and fight at 145 or 145, 135? Yeah, she probably could make the weight. And for myself, I just think Holly Holmes can beat her. Holly Holmes would probably not be the favorite. A lot of people are saying the women's division super fight is Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg. Now, that would be a barn burner, baby. If that fight happened, holy shit. Holy hell, if you had Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg. Chris Cyborg says, I don't want to fight another Brazilian because I guess Brazilians have a code. We don't fight each other. Whoop-de-whoop. But I'm like, come on, step up. Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg would be like the super fight of the century. Everybody knows that Chris Cyborg hits like a mad truck. Everybody knows what Amanda Nunes is capable of doing. She dominates fighters and makes them look weak. She made Raquel Pennington, I think it was, looked like trash. And Raquel was like, hey, I'm a badass chick. I'm a dominating girl. But she can't hang and bang. Even Miesha Tate got whooped by Amanda Nunes. So the bottom line is, can somebody like a Holly Holmes step in there and win the title? Or is it going to be a dominating reign? You know, that's the thing. I think the super fight with Chris Cyborg versus her would be a bigger fight than Holly Holmes versus Amanda Nunes. But we got to see what the UFC is going to do, because the UFC never plays the game that people want. Like the people like Dana White, you should have Holly Holmes versus Amanda Nunes, and he goes, yeah, whatever, that ain't going to happen. But who else is in the weight class that's doing anything big? Nobody. Nobody's doing it like Holly Holmes. I mean, Holly Holmes did pretty good last night, but would you want to see Holly Holmes just keep going down a rabbit hole of losing? She's not losing by like getting completely dominated, and that's the thing about the UFC. Fighters fight the best fighters in the world, right? They fight the best competitors in the world. That's why they have like a 10-12 record, or like they have like 20 wins, 10 losses, because they've been fighting the baddest people on the planet. It's not like boxing where you have a person with like 32 wins, no losses. It's because they're fighting tomato cans. But Holly Holmes, she would be lacking the grappling, okay? Her best bet is the cardio game, and her best bet is the stand-up game. She has great stand-up, probably the best stand-up in the game other than Chris Cyborg. Chris Cyborg just hits harder and hits like a dude, basically. When she goes in, Holly Holmes is like Amanda Nunes is like, and when you see Chris Cyborg, her punches are like very vicious, and when people get hit, they're like, "Oh, what? I've never been hit before like this." That's the same thing when people get hit by like a Conor McGregor. They go, "Oh, wait, what? I've never been hit like that." And Holly Holmes is a chick that can weather the storm. Has been in title fights, gone up 5 rounds, has cardio for days, never gasses out, fights out of Greg Jason's camp, one of the best MMA camps in the world. And to be completely honest, what do you guys think? Is this something that should actually happen? Should this fight actually go down the way it should, where she should get the next title fight? Or do you guys think that there's somebody else in line that deserves to fight, and Amanda Nunes should fight somebody else and not Holly Holmes? Just because Holly Holmes won last night does not mean she deserves a title fight. Let me know what you guys think, because a lot of people are like, Amanda Nunes should fight Holly Holmes, and Holly Holmes is like, basically, if you get into this sport, you should fight the best of the best and test yourself against the best of the best, and that's what she wants to do. So overall, I think Amanda Nunes versus Holly Holmes is probably the fight to make, and probably the fight that's going to happen. But the problem is, if Amanda Nunes wins this fight, right, I just believe Holly Holmes will never, ever get another title fight, because she's one of those fighters that will already have... Well, I think she only had one... she had one title fight against Ronda Rousey, where she knocked her ass out. Then she had one title fight against Demand Dupree, where she won. She actually won, but she got screwed by the judges. And then she went and fought Chris Cyborg and lost. So she's had 3 title fights, basically, and I think she won 2 of them and lost 1. But it is what it is. I think she should have had the 145 title and the 135 title. That's how I look at it. But it is what it is. She lost a controversial decision, which everybody's like, how'd she lose? She was dominating that fight. But I think that's the next fight for the UFC to make. Holly versus Amanda Nunes. So remember, guys, to rate, even if you hate, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. And I'll definitely see you guys in the next video coming very, very soon. Boom, baby.